welcome back to our fast formula tutorial. Today we are going to look at the second tutorial of the Redwood City UI tutorial. It is called welcome page tutorial. This is a bit longer tutorial, means longer exercise. So I'm going to make it as a two-part. I will cover up to I think 4, 3, 10, the first part. Then I'll cover the remaining in the second part. We'll make it as a two-part. Now, what are we going to cover today? Now, I'll show you what are we going to cover today. This is what that today we are going to cover it. What are the things we are going to do? We need a service for this tutorial. So we will define the service. I'll show you how to basically you link the VB application to the services. Then we also going to bring a background image and the front image. I'll show that. Then we'll create a list view and we'll link that list view into the service so that data will be brought into the list. Then we'll convert that list into object card. So we'll see it like object card. Then there will be a image. We'll import the image and we'll link the image into the image of the data. This is what we are going to, and we also basically present the value as a there will be a USD and the amount. So we will display it as a dollar amount. The conversion, the amount conversion according to the currency will be there. This is the basic work. Let's see. Let's get into the developing tutorial. Before that, as usual, we are going to what we are going to do is we are going to develop we are going to import that header or clone the repository, and what we do for that, and we are going to use the main tutorial one. The branch we are going to use that the branch is a main tutorial one. This is the same repository whatever we did that is what we are going to do that. So this is the same thing. So I'm not going to basically go through all this part. This is we did yesterday. If you don't know, look at that the part one or the lesson one tutorial. This is one I'm going to create. I'm not going to show it again for every tutorial. The same thing. The only thing you have to take care is what is the branch we are taking it. Okay, actually, you don't need to take a branch if you have the previous tutorial. You can use that as it is. But since you are kind of the checking in that part of your tutorial, you are checking in all these things. So it's better you take this branch and clone it. Okay. I'm going to see that whatever that order and everything. Yesterday, whatever we saw, that same structure. If you don't know anything about this structure, you haven't looked at the previous tutorial, please go and see the previous tutorial. Well, now what are they asking us to do? Okay, we close the welcome page. Okay, first of all, what we do here is probably they will ask us to define the service. Let's see what they're asking. Yes, that's right. We are going to define the service for that. Okay, so now we'll go and see that, okay, you click on the service, say backend, the application, whatever the services, the first, this one, you click on that, then you go to the server. This is the default server. Okay, this is what you are going to edit that. And what we are having is a test com. Instead of that, we are going to get the URL. Okay, I'm not going to display the URL for you. Probably I'm going to hide it. The reason I'm going to hide it, it may not work, and I don't know, probably it's a secret information. So I'm going to hide it for you. You may not see it, or you can check it in your team or whoever knows about that. Okay, now I'm going to put the username, and this is also probably I'm going to hide it, and that. Okay. Password, I may not hide it because you don't have to hide every information. Okay, save. Okay, I'm going to save it. Once it is okay, save, then we are going to save it. So if the password is not working, definitely it's going to throw there. In this case, it will work. So I'm going to save it. That basically the application deployment is linked, so you can go and find the services from that. You can create a service out of that. Okay, so the service part is done. Now let's see what are they. Okay, now they are expecting us to create a page, and the page name will be welcome. Okay, that's the page we are going to create. Once we are going to create a page, then we will make it as a default page because that is what we are going to work with that. Now let's see. Now I'll go back to my application. I'm going to the orders. Okay, here I'm now will say as a create order. Now I'm going to put a page. I'm going to say welcome. Okay, I'm going to say welcome and create the page. Okay, now I have a two page. If you are looking at the order, what you see is that this is the create order as a default. Okay, even if I'm running my application, now it goes to the create order. No, sorry, it goes to the, what is it called? Yeah, that's right, the create order. That is where it goes. Okay. Okay, this is where it goes. Okay. So now instead of making to go to welcome, I just go here and change the welcome. Okay, can change it. If you go at the look at this JSON, okay, see that the welcome became this one. This is where the definition is written. So whatever you are saying from the UI, this is where it's coming from. So now I made that welcome page as my default page. Now if I'm running it, I go to diagram back, and if I'm running the application, let's see what will happen. Okay, you don't see anything because there is nothing there. You look at the ask, if there is anything there, probably ask also may not have anything. There is no ask. Okay. So we'll close the ask by clicking the cross. Well, okay. Now we create application, we made it as a default page. Now what they want. Okay. Now they are asking us to drop the welcome page template. This is what they are asking us to drop it over there. Now what is the welcome page? That's just a blue link. So now we'll go here. I close this application. I open my component. I go to welcome page, page designer. So now I say welcome page template. Are they telling that to do a welcome page template? That is right. Okay, now we go back to welcome page template. We just drop and drop it here. Okay, that's it. So it is done. Now after that, they are asking us to create a title, page title. Okay, now the page title will make a string, translatable string. Okay, we have done it. We are going to do it again. What they want from here is page title is, okay, what they make us create a new, okay, they want to create a new string. So we'll create the new string. This is called welcome page title, and we say welcome to, this is okay, welcome to reference app. Okay, welcome page title. Now we'll go to the welcome page template. Okay, now we go here. Either you can go here or you can do here. Okay, now you are not seeing anything in that property. Just go to the all property. Now what you see here is ID class. Here is the page title. Page title is here. Okay. Now looking at the page title, they are okay. Either you can type it here. Whatever you are typing here is going to appear. Okay, probably it's going to come here. So instead of that, we are not going to type anything. Instead of that, we are going to create a translatable string. Okay, now it says, okay, the string is here. They say page, well, what is that they call it? Page welcome, what do they call it? Welcome page title. Okay, that's what they want to call it in a capital. So we do the same thing, welcome page title. You don't have to have the same thing where definitely you are not going to use it again. So that is fine. So the welcome page title is done. So this is done here. Now, what else they want to do that? Okay. Okay, this is all we done it. Welcome page title, we are done it. Now, description also they want us to create. Okay, now what is that welcome page description? Uh, this is create. Okay. Okay. Now, what is that? This one called description. Okay. Now we'll go here. We look for a description. Okay. Secondary action. Or description is coming in the top. Okay. Okay. So the same thing you are going to do that. String you are putting that now. Sorry, the description of the key. Welcome page. Welcome page description. Okay. Save. Okay, that is right. Okay. Now it is also coming. Okay. If you are wondering, in case like if you are wondering like where it is getting stored, like in the last lesson we saw that. Again, we are going to see that here. Like when you go to the resources, you go to the string application bundle, then you are going to the NLS. Within that, you are going to the root. This is for the multiple languages. So if you are saying that, like you can see that here. Okay, this is I don't know. I don't know how to put a smaller letter. I don't remember. Okay. Anyway, this is what like this is how the strings are created. You can come and change it here also. Like you can put that into. Okay, I leave. I'm not going to do that. Welcome page title also you can do that. You can make a correction here. That's fine. Okay. Let's see. Now what do I do here is just I do here welcome page. Welcome page. ITLV. Sorry. Just okay. Welcome page title. They are putting a description. Okay, now we go back to the page. Okay, welcome. Let's see. Because since we changed that, probably it is not attached anymore. Now we'll go to the title. We basically okay. Now what we do here is we just select that. Okay. String. What we do here? Let's see. Choose existing one. Okay. Okay. I'm choosing here. So I'm choosing the existing one. Okay. So use that. That's all. Okay. Okay, now we'll just close this part. Let's see how does it look. Welcome to the Redwood show. I don't know why the font got changed. That is the part I don't understand. Now the font doesn't look the bigger one. Is there anywhere I can go and change the font? I have no idea. Okay, it brought the string, but the font changed. Anyway, now you know that how to create a string or how to use the string. Okay, that is things. Okay, we made some mistake and we fixed the mistake. Okay. Now we'll come over here. What are we going to do? The web app. Okay, this is where we basically we made the page as a default page. Default page. We already did that, so we are not going to do that again. Click preview. Okay. Now what we are going to do here is basically since we are going to use the what is in the set the background image and all this is doing that. We are going to say that where the background image is going to come from. It is coming from the FND gallery. I don't know where the FND gallery is. So absolutely I have no idea. So what they are doing here is they are giving a kind of a string where to get the FND gallery, and they are asking us to put the application level JSON file in the init program level. So basically what they are telling here is like, they are putting below this one. That's what they are asking us to put it below here. Like, we are looking at that here. Sorry. This is what they're asking to put it. I don't know what it does. So I'm just following as it is. So I have no explanation. If any of you know that, please let me know. I like to know that part. Now I'm going to the application. Okay, I'm going to just JSON. Okay, okay. Maybe my pronunciation may not be right, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay, now I put this one. Okay, now if you are going to the second part of this one, they're asking to put it into the required JS, like below that this part. Okay, this is goes to that required JS part. Basically, we are going for the FND gallery. Okay, so I'm putting a comma. If you are looking at the previous line, there's all in with the commas. So we are putting a comma and we are adding the page. So basically, we are defining the path to the FND gallery. Okay, we are defining gallery version. We are getting a FND gallery. Okay, so we are not going to do anything on that part. We are changing it. Now, what we are going to define here is, okay, that's fine. Now we are going to create a variable to store. There we are going to create two variables to store that information. So that the variable, instead of hard coding that FND gallery image path, we are going to use it into a two variable. The first variable called illustration background. Okay, now we go here. That is, we are doing it in the page level. I believe so. What level they are doing it? Page this. Okay, if you see the page design is the page level. So like the application level you don't see it. So it's a page level only. Page design you are seeing that. Like if you are going to the application level, for example, you see a diagram in the flow, and this one you see the diagram. You don't see a page designer. If you see a page designer here, it is the page level only. Okay, so I'm creating a variable called, this is a string variable. So just create, and we are also going to create a foreground. So I just create a new. So now I come about the second one. I say illustration foreground. Okay. So we have created both a variable to store the path to the image of background as well as the this one. Now we are going to also define a, we are going to give a default value. Okay, so whatever the string is, that we are going to define. This we can also define a property. String also probably we can able to define it. I'm not sure whether the string is using the property. We can have a look at that. Okay. Now this is used in a background like FND, PNG. This is what this is used. So they are using the FND galleries like a welcome background. They are going to use it. PNG. They are going to use it. So this is what the default string is. Okay, now we come to the background. Now we go to the foreground. Okay, foreground, what is the images? Okay, from that is also coming from FND. Okay, okay. Default values are defined. So we know that where is that the image is coming from. Okay, but where is the FND gallery? I absolutely have no idea. Okay, I would appreciate if anybody can tell us where to come from. Okay, now we are going to the base template. We are going to do this one. Now we are going to say that application app until welcome page description. This is already we done that. Okay, now what we are going to do? We are going to do illustration background, and we are going to say that require dot to URL and that this one. Okay. Now let's see how do we go for that. How do we use a variable? Okay. Okay. Now illustration background. Okay, I think the property name got changed, I believe. Now let's see. Now how do we go for it? Okay, now let me go to the page designer. Let me close this part. I'm doing page template. Yeah, we are here. I'm in all. So now let's see, where is it? Okay, see that illustration background source URL. That is this is changed. Okay, now I can use the variable here, or I can use the variable, but I have to call the variable within the require JS method to URL. So what I do here is, okay, I open this part, then I'm bringing it here. So this is easier. Okay, now I know the page level variable. So rather than I'm like cutting and pasting it, the require to URL I'm just taking the this is from the require JS, which is converting this the variable into a URL. Okay, okay. Then we don't see anything. Now let's see from this one. Okay, the same effect we are going to give it for the foreground also. Now let's say, okay, save, save. Now we call the image. There's a background. I don't know whether you can see that there's a background image, like it's kind of a cloud kind of a image, and the front ground that the people are working on. That this is what something about. Okay. Now we move on to the next part. What are we going to do? Okay, we have done this part. The images, we got the images for URL. That is fine. Now, okay. Now they are asking us to add divisions below that. Okay, the division can be added anywhere. Okay, or we can either you can do it manually, or you can do it just drag and drop to that this one where they are asking to add. That's the most important part. If you are looking at that, they are trying to add that. Like see that below the welcome page. That's what they are trying to add division. Okay. Now let's say we add a division. After that, they are also adding a header. Okay, header they are adding it there. Then basically they probably changing the size to H2 or H3. Okay, now for that we are creating a translatable string for the header, welcome page header. What is that? This is okay. We string field enter order. This is what it is. Okay. Now let's go back. Okay. Now they have to add. We'll add a division. Okay, division is here. You can add below here. Okay, it's a default one. Within that, we are going to add a header. Okay, if you are looking at that like code, let's see that division. The division is added within the welcome page. It is child of the welcome page, and there is no any like slot or anything because the default slot it is added to that. I'll go back to that. Oh, header is not coming. Heading. Sorry, heading that comes within that. This one, if you are looking at the okay, that the child of this one. If you look at the code within the division is created. Now what we go to that is design, we make it uh, 3. Okay, now what is the heading? Okay, now we are going to say that okay rs, and this is welcome 3, welcome page heading. Okay, that's what it is. So the heading is done. Order that need your attention. That heights 3. Okay, now that is okay. The orders that need your attention is fine. Then basically we are going to bring a list view. Okay, what is the division within the division? Now you always see here where it is goes, where is exactly placed. You know that. So this is parallel to heading, below division, but parallel to heading. It's a list view is added over here. Now let's say list view component. Okay, this is where it says list view component. Now we say list. Okay, list view that goes parallel to that, like in the division but parallel to heading. Like let's see, we'll try to bring it here. Yeah, now the division is highlighted. Put that. Put, not, it didn't work. Okay. Oh, it is not going. Okay. If it is not going here, I can put it here. That is the easier way I can put that. See that. That is also fine to me. But the problem is heading went down. So just I can move that manually to here. Okay. Above list. Okay. See that the heading came. You can do that move, like you can do it. Or you can go to the, since it is the heading is a smaller one, like where is the heading is H3. Am I right? So H3 might have came here below that the list view. Just I can copy and paste it over here. That is also fine. Okay. Now I got the list view. So let's see how does it look. Okay. Now the list view looks fine to us. Now what we do? Now we have to add up data to that. Now okay, list view is fine. Edit view. What they are giving it scroll policy. Okay. They are setting a property for a scroll policy. That is, they are setting in the auto. No, so the scroll policy is auto. We are changing to load more on that one. Then they are going to the scroll policy. Fetch size, we are making it. Here they are taking a document element. I'll tell you what is a document element does that. But I still don't know what is happening there, but I can tell you what it is does. So basically here we are set policy we are doing here. Okay, we are clicking that list view. We are going for a policy. Let's see, it is here. No, it is not here. So we go to the all. Somehow the filter is not working. Okay. Last time when I did that, something didn't work. Okay. Now that is what I'm doing here. Okay. Then still I put up POLI policy. Now here I came here. I'm coming here. This is making it as 10. Okay. I'm just copying it. The document and document get element that basically take the root node of the document, whichever document it is working on. That if it is in the main page, probably that the HTML is the root node. That is what it gets us. But how it is going to help us here, I don't know. How it is, what is the functionality of putting that here, and what other options are here, I don't know. The tutorial doesn't talk about much about that. So whatever they are asking us to do, that we'll do that. Okay. Basically, the fetch case is converted into 10. Okay. Now let's see. We go and let's see. We may not see anything because it's not attached to the data. Okay. Okay. No item to display. That's all. Okay. So that's fine. So far, whatever we did is working because it says no item to display. Now after that, we come to creating a data part. Okay. Now here that like we have to create a service. Now we are going to create a service as per what are the document. Like see that basically service coming from that CMI thing. We are taking a RR orders. Like we filter the RRA, then we choose the RRA orders, then we pick up RRA orders. Okay. Now let's see. You go here. Going to here. I'm going to not backend. I'm going to say service connections. I'm creating that service connection. Okay. So it is select from catalog. So we are picking up from that supply chain. Okay. So the first time takes a time because to load all that the service which is defined. And when I say service, is a REST service we are talking about here. Okay. Now I'm telling here RRA. Okay. Now what we are going to take care here is RRA orders. Okay. The RRA order might be having a more, so we are going here. The order has got an attachment, all the stuff. This is what we are taking it. RRA order. Basically it's get all, get by, like get one. That's all we are looking at that. So we are creating it here. So we are not changing anything. Like in the later session we change this one and all we change it. Now, like, we are not doing changing, not doing anything for this tutorial. Okay. Okay. Now you can see here, if you saw that the name, whatever shown in the top of that one when you're creating, that's the name here. Okay. Now if you are seeing here is the overview. You can look at the servers, and this is all that is there, like, the endpoint. Okay. Now this is the endpoint. Now how do I test the endpoint? Like, you can look at the headers and sources and all that stuff. Now let me go into test the endpoint. Now I can click the endpoint here. Then I go to the test part. Within the test part, you send the request here, then you get that information. It will fetch all the data in a JSON format. Okay, so now that the REST service is working for us. Okay, so now we'll go back to the application. We'll go back to the welcome. I just close, minimize this part. Now, okay, the rest is defined. So we came up to here, come to the endpoint. Okay. And now what we do here is service. Okay, let me get to the service. Now we attach the service into the list view. What we do here is, okay, now we go to the add data. Okay, now we go to this page. What else we are doing it? Okay, just we are attaching it here, and we are picking up all these column name from the service. Okay, customer name, customer list name, order date, order ID, order number. Before that, we are also picking up a image URL. Don't forget this one. This part is important. Like, we have to pick an image URL which is in the order lines. Okay. Okay. Because last time I missed it. That's the reason I'm telling you. Because it's easier to, like, jump here and get the value. Okay. Now we could either we go to the quick start, or we can go to the quick start. We can do that. Instead of data, we can do that. Okay. FCM RSTV, that is right. Okay, we are doing it here. I'm clicking here. I'm going to the next one. Okay, we are not doing anything here. The second page. Then we are going here. Now let's see. Okay. Now first of all, we order line. We go to the RRA order line. Where is order lines? Okay. Here in the item, we go here. An item that is here. We are clicking the URL. Right? The image URL, we are going and dropping it here. Okay. Now after that, customer first name, customer last name. Customer first name is here. Customer last name is here. You can click. You don't have to drop and drop also. And then what else? Customer order, basically order date ID, order number, status, total amount. Okay. Order date. Order date. Okay. Order ID, order number, order status, total amount comes in the end. So we picked up whatever we want, that the order radius came as a primary key. Like, you can change the primary key, you can change it here, but what we need is the order ID, because we are picking up the order. I go to the next part. You don't have to do anything. Like, this is like you want to assign. Okay, now the filter criteria we have to add. Okay, as per this tutorial, we are going to bring only the order that is in a position of the dropped. Okay, not in a like other status. So now what we do here is we are clicking add condition here. Now which attribute do we want it? So we are going to pick up a status here. Like, if we are looking at the status, order status, this customer order status. Order status equivalent to. Okay, now different options are here. I can do that. This is what we are going to pick up as a dropped. Okay, TRAFT is hard coded. Okay, because that's what we are doing here. Okay, finish. Okay, now you see all the order which is in a dropped. Okay, I'm going to run that, or I'm going to refresh the page. Let's see how does it work. So this is the order that need your attention. So basically the order which is in a drop status. So it is showing here. This is the image, like, this is what we are going to convert them into a picture data. Okay. Now let's go back to the tutorial. Okay. Now we got this one. Now, okay, this all we done that. This all we done that. This is all we done it already. Now there we are seeing it here. Okay. Now the thing is, instead of the list view, we want to have a car object card. Okay, that is what we are going to do. That. For that, we are going to delete the list object layout. Okay, we don't need a list object layout. So now we are coming to the list view here. The list object layout, you can do that. If you go to the, again I say that you can delete it in many places. If you click here, this is what the list object layout you can do. Like you can do it here, or you can do it from here also. You can do that. Right click, delete. Okay, so the list object layout is gone. Okay, if you are, when you are working on something, like if you are have it out, basically take a backup of this part. So like if anything goes wrong, you can always put it back. Okay, I'll delete. I delete. List object layout is gone now. There's no list object layout. Now, what are we going to bring it instead of the place of the list object layout? We are going to bring a object card. Okay. Now, this view is gone. Now, okay. Now, what are we going to do? If you are bringing it, we are going to tell them this is the card. Okay. So, let's go that. Where's the display part? We go to list view. Okay, where's it not coming? Okay, display part, it says list. Now we are going to say it is a order part. Sorry, we are going to say the card. Once you say the card, it looks different now. Okay, no, there's no change happen. Let's see. Like now, we are going to bring the next part of. We are looking the object card. We are going to bring it. Let's see where we are going to bring it. Below the row template. That's what we are going to bring it. Now let's go to that object card. Object card. So okay, so we are going to bring it. I hope. No. Okay, I'm bringing it here. As we said now. No, I'm going to bring it to child of the object. Okay. No, still not right. Okay, now this is right. Now this is a child of the row template. It is not child of the list view. That is what we see here. So that's what I'm bringing. Basically, that you make sure where you are bringing, when you are dropping the object, you are dropping the object in the right place. That's the only thing you have to look at that. Okay. So that is done. Now we are going to the object card. We are defining the header. What is the header for that? We are going to define the header for header title. What is the header title? Select a variable. Customer first name. Okay, so basically we are putting that for the header title, we are going to bring the customer first name and the last name. Okay, the first name and the last name is we are going to bring it. We are looking at that. So we adding a space in between. That's what we are doing it. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, now we go here. Are we in object card? Okay, we are here. Let's see. What is that? Title? What they call it? Header title, yeah. But sometimes it doesn't work for me. Yeah, it is okay. Good. Okay, now I go here. I bring the variable first name. When I'm adding the space, I'm adding the space and the last name. Okay, rather than copying and pasting it. Customer. So basically the customer data last name. That is what you see that. Okay. So you know the okay when you are doing this one, you know that exactly where the value is coming from, rather than copying and pasting that part. Like Okay. Now automatically put that square bracket, so you don't have to worry about that. So now if you are looking at that, why that nothing changed? I was expecting to change. Actually, I was looking for that change to bring a name here. Okay, whatever. What is the title? I put in the wrong place. Oh, it is not here. Why? I thought it was in the right place for me. Oh, it is not there. For some reason, it is not there. Okay, let me go and look at the code. What happened? It is there. Title is there. I don't know. So for some reason, it is not there. Okay, let me try to remove this colon. Let's see. Is it what causing this? I don't know why the colon has come further. Let's see design. No, I actually have not. I'll remove that part. I'll put that again here. I don't know what to put. I'll just remove the title. Okay, remove everything. I'm just making the plain one. So, okay, that's all. Now, object card, put all, title, just title. The header title or title? What are we changing it? Header title, sorry. So probably I was using the wrong one. Okay, header title. I go here. I put a customer first name. And I also bring the last name here. So now do this. Okay. Now let's see. It says primary text. That's what it says. Okay. Internally, that the property called primary text. It says header text. Okay. Primary text. Let's see what is happening in the design. Okay. Now the name has come. Okay. Now we go and look at that output of it. Okay. Now let's see. We run the application. What will happen? Okay. The name has come here. Okay, I will probably ask her three draft order, pin ask her like four, floor ask. Okay, basically these are all that the people ask her draft orders. That's what it is. So now that is working fine to us as expected. Now what we do here is we create that application string. We are creating that welcome based draft. We are creating one. Like we go to the application, we are creating it one. Then we will use that somewhere. Okay, now where are we going to use it? I have no idea. Let's see. We just create that. How do we create that here? I go here. There's application. Okay, already we have opened that. Last, you go to the resources, the string app bundle root. This is where it is. Okay, just put a comma of the previous one. That is the format you can use. I'll put that here. Copy that. What's wrong here? Okay, the one I'm missing there is code. Okay, that is the completion of the code, comma, trapped. So basically, we are going to change the name of the this one to hard like the trapped cap letter to that this kind of letter like okay. Now how do we do that? Okay, now what we are doing is if the current status order is trapped, then we are coming from the application translation welcome page. Otherwise, it is an empty space. Now it's a secondary text. Now we go to that application again. Okay, now close this part. Object card. Now we look for a secondary text. Okay, text. The secondary text is here. We go here. What we are telling there is if the status is equivalent to trapped, we are bringing that. Let's see whether we can bring it from here. I don't know, but resources. No, I don't think so. There is any. Okay. Now what we do here is we go to that applications. What's the translation? I believe. Okay, I choose this one. That's easier for me. Then I go for a translation. Translation. Okay, then we look for a draft. Okay, this is what we are bringing it. Okay, if it is not there, we are going to empty space. Okay, this is what we are doing it. See, you got a draft right here because that is what is going to come here. Nothing else is going to come here. Because already we filter the data. I don't know. We can directly say like here, the text we can say that welcome draft here. Get that whatever the value from that we can do that. The reason is as for that filter in the REST service, we are going to get only the draft data. Okay. Anyway, we are following it whatever they are asking us to do. Click save. That is okay. We done that. Sentence text is done. Now we are going for a header label. Okay, we are going for a label. Earlier, what we see is a header text. Header title. We did that. Now we are going for a header label. What is the header label we are going to fit in? Order number. That's it. Okay. Header. Okay. I'll look for label. I'll look for label. I got that. I can look for this one. So order number came here. So automatically put that the square bracket. So like order number already we got that. So that's easier. Okay. The only thing you have to understand when you are using a template is what are the property fits into where. That is the things you have to understand because this is custom developed. So there is no any kind of a standard or anything. So you have to know what property goes where. Okay. Now once it is done, okay. Now what are we going to do after that? After that, this is done. Now, okay. Now this, the archive zip, you have to download it. This is nothing but it has got images. Okay. The images zip is there. It's already downloaded it. You can download from here. You download it and put it into the images. Like in the remote images, you can drag and drop it. Then automatically, like the images will be copied. I'll show you how to do that. Okay. Now, what we do here is okay. Once it is done, let's see, we take the images here. We go to the application. We are having resources. We are having images. We are going to add the images. It shows what to do. Either you can drag and drop or you just click that. Like, my downloads on that I have the images. I don't know where I have the images. I think archive is the archive zip is okay. Okay, I'll take the archive zip. Okay, I do import. Okay, now if I go here, if I look at the images, you can see the links. Okay, let me just refresh the page. Okay, it is coming here. See that all these images we have downloaded. That's what is coming here. Okay, now what we do, once we download it, now we are going to attach that into a this. Okay, before that we have to tell the system where the images are coming from. Okay, you can have your own directory, but for this a default directory, I don't know why do we need to define that, but still they're asking us to define that. We'll do that. Okay, now where we are doing here is in a FND gallery, wherever we are. I think this we done it in a init param, I believe, in the application level. So we go there. Okay, we go here. Sorry, we go here. Application level. Okay, we are JSON is the init FND gallery. Am I right? That's what they are telling here. Like they are asking us to put that FND gallery. So this is where the FND gallery is there. Just put a comma in the end of the previous line, then copy and paste. Basically, they are telling that the recurve.js where the image is coming from. Okay. Now we know the path of the resources of the images. So now we go back to the welcome page. Now we are going to link the images, but it may not be that straightforward because that the images probably we need to convert them into a URL. Okay. Now this is what they are doing here. In the floor level, they are creating a function to convert them into a URL. They are telling the true source URL. There's a function which is passing a parameter. The parameter is there. It is convert them into the require.to URL. This is what we did earlier. Am I right? When it is coming from the FND, we did directly. What they are doing here is, if that the partial URL has a value, okay, that's the reason they are putting an AND condition. So if it is true, when it is true means it has something, then it is converting into that URL. That's what it is doing here. Okay. Now, actually, we can do directly as we can do here that require.url, whatever the path we can do that. But we try to do both. Let's see what happens. Okay, require.url is a flow level. We are creating a function. So this is the flow. We are going to JavaScript. Okay, I say don't copy and paste. Write it because I have already wrote it a few times. This isn't copy and pasting it. So when you always try to type it. So flow model prototype so is automatically creating a function called two sources. Function has got a path. If it is true, they are doing it. We can we can directly also we can return that we can check it. But it's better they are writing a different C coding. That's a good thing. Okay. Now what we do here is first of all we try to do that directly this one. Then we will come and call that whatever they are doing it. We do it both ways. Okay. Now in the images they are basically asking us to call this function with the image URL. Okay, now let's see how do we do that. Okay, we are coming to that welcome page. Okay, I don't need this part. Object card. Am I in object card? No, I'm not in object card. So I'm going to all. I'm looking for an image. Okay, image is there. So what I'm going to do here is let's see how does it works. Okay, instead of this one. Okay, I say here image, where's the images? Image URL, I'm going to put it here. Okay. Let's see, is it working? No, not working. Nope, it is not working. But what makes a difference? I don't know. Okay, I found that like now the issue what I was doing, it was my mistake. It's supposed to be in a, okay, you have to go to the image, like the image, then you have to go to the sub properties. It is not directly you cannot put in the image. That's the reason it is not working. Okay, sometimes working with a bit overconfident also trouble. Okay, now you go here. They're expecting that to put that. Okay, now what we do here is we do whatever, like we decide to do. Reorder line, not image URL. Okay, now what we do here is we, whatever we talked about first, we try both of this one. We just try with what are the function we have it. Okay, cancelling that. I'm coming to order. I'm taking only this function name. Let's see, only we use this URL. In my opinion, it has to work. Okay, it is so we will try that. If that works, then we'll use the function also. Okay, I'm coming to image. We go to the image. Okay, come here. Okay, to URL, and then we are giving that images URL here. Am I right? Okay. It is not a very safe way of doing it because the image is like not there. Then it may create a problem. But let's see. But in this case, we are having it. Okay, absolutely is working fine. We go here. So basically, what is happening here is taking the images and converting the URL and giving to this one as that URL and using it. And it knows where to get the images from because the reason is the image sources is there. Okay, the definition is there. That's all it's doing here. So now we go back and we do whatever they ask us to do. Like, so it's the same thing what we are doing it, but they are creating a function. They are calling the function. The function validates that uh, URL and validate the parameter and convert them into this one. That's the only difference there. So now I'll do whatever they ask us to do. It is working fine. Okay, that is fine. That is also the same thing. Now they are also asking us to put an alternate text. Now let's see how they are putting it. That's what they are doing is that reorder lines item 0, the product name. Do we have a product name here? I don't remember, but let's see whether it works. No, we haven't got the product name. I don't know. Now let's see. We got the product name. Let's see whether if it is working directly. We got only the images from there, like how we got image URL. That's the only thing we got it. Okay, let's see whether it works. Okay, just basically it is getting in the same place as current reorder line item 0, and the product name. Let's see whether it works. Okay, and the thing is, even here there's nothing that even we don't know it is defined. Okay, that is a, no, sorry, that's a list view. Okay, that is the image. Yeah, here there's a dot is that indicates that something is there. Okay, the dot is an indicator that some way information is there. Now, well, we go here, we just refresh this page. No, the information is not there. Okay, now how do we make that working? We try to modify uh, the service. We come to the variable. Basically, we go to the, okay, the variable. The variable is basically you are telling this is the STP is created when you are basically using that service, which is based on a type. Okay, now you can go and edit the endpoint here. Okay, now if you are editing the endpoint here, now what we do here is we go and get the image URL. There's a product name. I'm not seeing any product name here. Item amount created, delivery date, delivery after printed. Okay, okay, product. Okay, now I'm also using the product name here. Let's see, I also got the product name now. So this has got a two part. This is the image URL. Now I'm finishing that part. Now let's see. Now it may work now because I also bringing that product name into that in the REST service. Still not at it. It's not working. I don't know. Okay, how does it work? I have no idea. Okay. Only the image is not there that the alternate text comes. I absolutely no idea. Okay. Anyway, this is all we are basic. Okay, now let's see. This is anything else is pending for the day. Okay, maybe we read that. Okay. Okay. Now, what are we going to bring in is the amount. That how do we bring the amount? Amount we are going to convert them into currency. Okay. The currency and the currency is passed in. This is okay. This happened here. Okay. Now they are here have a function called format currency. Apple module prototype format currency which accept two parameter currency code and value. Then they are telling the currency code is there. Use the currency code. If it is not there, they are getting it from a utility cases. That is some generic function. Okay. That is where they are you are getting it. Now, after that, there's a map they are creating it that we'll see how they are add the map. That they are adding the map into that the the currency code into that. Okay, if the map is not there, then they will add that. Otherwise, they do the currency code format value. They are formatting that map get currency. They are formatting that. Okay, they are doing style currency code. Okay, that is what they are doing here. Now, okay, again you type the function, don't copy and paste. That is my suggestion, but I know it's up to you. Okay, we are going to the application level. I'm putting a JavaScript. I'm putting the second function. This function is that this form valid is the previous one. Okay, application model is there. Now, if you are looking at this one, the utility case is not there because it's not imported. Now here, they are importing it. So if you are going to the lesson, they tell you where to import from. Okay, now this is where you have to import from. Okay, now it is coming from the common utility is coming from that. Okay, now this is the function. Actually, we need a kind of explanation for that. That would have been nice. What are the things we are importing it? Why we are importing it? But this document does not give any kind of detailed information about that. Okay, let's see. Now this is we are importing it. I know that this is coming from this one. Then what else we are? Basically, we are using a number and all this stuff. Okay, so we have to go basically learn all these their libraries. Okay, so now if you are looking at the utilities, it's gone. Now this is using the currency converter. This currency converter map now that has to be defined. Okay, so if you are coming to the next line, they are defining the variable within that module. Okay, that is what they are defining it. Okay, because that is coming from this one. Now what happens whenever your prototype is automatically add a function into that. This is as good as creating a function internally, telling that, like format currency equal to function blah blah blah. That is what is as good as that. So basically, it's adding to that module. So now this is created here. This currency map is equal to new map. Now this is fine. This should works fine. Anything else we have to do that? No, we don't have to do anything. Now we go to that a particular property that's called territory text. We call the function with format currency in this one. Okay, now we from okay. Now what we do? How do we do that? We go and do it our own way. Okay, page designer, territory text. We are going to the territory text and filtering it. So I know where the territory text is coming from. That is territory text. Okay, I'm coming here. Okay, I'm calling application dot function dot we have only format currency. That's got a two variable. Am I right? The first one is I think currency. The second one is currency code is total amount. How do I get into that? Okay, I don't this need here. So if you see that now, not here. It's supposed to be here that. Oh, let me have a look at that. Uh, Okay, the currency code is not here, so we have to add a currency code. Okay, that is also we have to add. Now we go back to the uh, what is that called, service. Now we go back to that like application level variable, I believe. Not a, the type is here, right? Okay, we edit the point. Order line. Product name is here. Okay, currency code, currency code, currency code, currency code. Currency code is coming in the top level. Okay, currency code is coming here. Currency code, now currency code is coming here. Okay, I'll finish this part. Okay, now why it is not here? Let me have a look at that. Currency code is there, the order line item is here. That's got a URL is there. Okay, now I go back to my page designer. Okay, I look for territory text. I go here. I put my application functions dot format currency. Oh, it is not here. Current data. There is something. So let me refresh. What I'm missing. Okay, page designer. All. If you are looking at that list view, if you are looking at the data, data is RRA order list SDB. That's what is used. It is automatically created when we are going for the quick start. If you are looking for the variable list SDB, the list SDB did not have this data, and this data has got information that why it is not coming. I'm a bit confused on that part. We go back to that again. We refresh the page. Okay, object card, text, territory text. Okay, okay, it is coming here. Okay, because some refresh problem is there. Application, application function, where's the function? Application function dot currency, currency code, and total amount. Am I right? So we check the product name one more time. Well, it is working now. That alternate text. Okay, that is now. Let's see. Now we are saving that. I'm minimizing this part. And now, okay, the amount has come here. Okay, if I put the amount without just I put the amount what I'm going to show you that. Okay, if I put the amount just like that. That's like total amount. Why it is not displayed? It should be. Why? It's the same thing we are passing with. With respect to refresh. No, it is not working. I have absolutely no idea. As per my understanding, it should work as it is. So, text it is. Current data it should work as it is. I have absolutely no idea. Okay, why it is? If there's a territory text, it is looking for. I know idea. Okay, what's it? The string. No, see, when you are putting this one, that is working. The amount is not working. It is because of it has to be a string. I don't know why it is. Okay, anyway, it is working fine. So now we are going here. We are okay. We are refreshing the page. Part that directory text. So I'm not getting that correct name. Okay. Anyway, it is working the way we are expecting it. What else is there? Add background to that object called where. Okay, we'll do it next time. Okay. And if you have any questions or if you have any suggestion or if I'm doing anything wrong or I can do something in a better way, please let me know. Thank you. Till I see you in the next tutorial.